Good idea.
That's smart.
All right. Hello, everyone. Today we are here to do our live show for The Wicked King. This is the final book before the Queen of Nothing finale that we have all been waiting for years, it feels like. So today I'm joined by my lovely co-hosts who will introduce themselves. Whoever wants to go.
Hi, I'm Jane.
I was like, are we going
we're like,
I'm
hi, I'm
Alexa.
Jane. My channel is It's Jane Lindsay.
I'm Alexa. Channel is Alexa Loves Books, and so is the blog.
And I'm Melanie, Mel to the N-E. I think we were all like muting the YouTube stream, so it was just like
That too.
I was definitely doing that too. Okay, so actually before we get started, maybe Mel couldn't join us for the last one. Do you have anything that you want to say about Cruel Prince before we jump into Wicked King?
I'm sure it'll come up when we're talking about everything, together. But
Okay.
yeah, I'm so sorry I couldn't make it last time. I was sick last time, and now I'm kind of sick now, and I'm like, Lord, please, can I talk about Holly Black or no?
And Cardan.
Yeah, that's the Cardan.
Most importantly.
So obviously the show is going to be full of spoilers for anyone who hasn't read Wicked King. And I'm going to start out with one right off the bat. This is just like a funny random tangent. But I have 30 pages left to read in the Toll. And I was like, I really want to keep reading. And Andrew was like, don't worry, I'll fill in for you on the live show. It's the royal wedding, because we were talking about Christmas Prince. And I was like, really?
Oh.
And he was like, yeah. And he was like, and the king is wicked because he doesn't fall. Or no, the prince is wicked in the first one. And then obviously the king's mean in the second one because the apple doesn't fall far from the tree. Okay. This is an interesting synopsis.
Some good ideas.
Yeah.
He's got the general gist of it.
I mean, he's not wrong, right?
Exactly.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
But basically, okay, so diving into Wicked King, I was so excited, like right off the bat, to have Grimson be like pardoned from being exiled.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Because he was darkest part of the forest. And I cannot wait to see all the things that he is going to make and like what some of the things that he did make actually do.
Yeah. I am so intrigued by that earring that he gave Cardan. I refuse to believe that it's just an earring.
Too.
There's
Me too.
gotta be something there. I actually, if you don't mind, we'll take a second to share this because it's such a good idea. It wasn't my idea, but I wish that it was true. Chandler from Chandler Ainsley, who I'm sure we all know, when she read The Wicked King, she and I were DMing about it, and she was like, I think that the earring is like a lie detector, and so that's why he tells Jude to say, I hate you, I hate you, I hate you. And apparently Chandler asked Holly Black about it at the signing, and Holly was like, that's a great idea, but that's not what it is. And I was just like, no.
But it is something.
I'm sure it's something. And I'm also like, maybe Holly Black wouldn't have told her one way or the other. Like maybe she lied. But I was like, it's got to be something.
So they mentioned the earring that Grimson gave him. Was that before or after Jude gave a tear for Terrence?
Before.
Okay.
Because Grimson gives him the earring like when he arrives to court.
Okay, I couldn't remember.
That was his gift, wasn't
But that would have been amazing, Kristen.
Yeah,
I'm following you there, and it would have been great.
But yeah, I think it is safe to assume that anything Grimson makes, there's something going on with it. Like, it doesn't even matter what it is. There's something there.
Yeah.
And not to like completely like jump to the end, but also like he's maybe going to be the way that Jude gets back into Fairy too.
Oh,
so
True.
He is a
Also,
slippery character. Oh man.
yeah, I think that there's a lot of good parallels too with Jude and Taryn's dad being a forger as well. You know,
Oh yeah,
like
that's true.
good mirrors to each other.
But that was like, oh yeah. I just want to see how all of these like things that are mentioned that he's made or is making will play a part in Queen of Nothing, because I'm pretty sure it's all gonna just like come to every single one of them. Like I don't even know anymore.
Yeah. Maybe a crown. Yeah.
Maybe.
Maybe one that's gonna break.
Oh.
I didn't even realize, because I don't think that I read Darkest Part of the Forest until after I read The Wicked King, so I didn't really know Grimson before.
Mm-hmm.
So that was like a really fun Easter egg.
Well, I think
it. Oh, go ahead.
One of you go ahead. Whoever was talking.
No, you go.
I was going to say, it's funny because like I hadn't read any of it before reading Cruel Prince and The Wicked King, and then now that we've read the entire thing, I'm just like, every time something happens and I'm like, I know who you're talking about. I get that they're important in a way that I didn't get. Like, they were already important before, but now that I know like whatever role they played in their own story, I'm like, yep, there's a lot. There's a lot. Like, just even the slightest mention, not even by name. Like, I think Kay is mentioned in it, just not by name. And Roybin's obviously mentioned constantly in it, and so is Grimson. Severin every so often. But I'm just like, it just gets more significant now because I'm just like, everyone is going to show up in this last book. Like, everyone is going to be in attendance.
Yeah. I was
and by everyone.
like a specific reason why she didn't mention Kay by name.
Because
I don't know. It was weird. Like, they were just like, oh, that like green girl.
Like, he's a consort.
Yeah.
Eating Chinese food. I'm like, Holly Black, do not learn. Like, hello.
I don't know. Maybe she will mention Kay by name in the last one.
Yeah.
I hope so. I wonder if anyone else will show up from that series, aside from everyone who's already there, like Roybin, Bill Kamara, Kay. I wonder if and well, this is a spoiler if you haven't read the short story at the end of the Modern Fairy Tales.
I finally read it.
I did too.
Okay. Because I told Jane, because I'm like, I think it'll be hilarious if Val and Ravish show up, and so does the. I was like, and I swear, I'm sorry, I'm spoiling it for anyone. Kristen, do you care?
No, I don't care.
So Val is pregnant with Ravis's baby, and I was telling them it would be hilarious as hell to me if they showed up in the last book, like just showed up with the baby. I'd just be like,
their little half troll.
How
child.
is that? I don't know how that's going to work either. So, whatever. That could be the other child. Who knows? But anyway, yeah. And I also laughed because of I didn't read the short story where Kay sends a present to Cardan in The Cruel Prince until this time around. So when it came up in this book, I was like, wait a second, I know where that came from. I was like, it was literally like a sentence, and I'm like, I know where that mug's from. Okay, bye.
It made it worth it reading all of that.
Yeah.
Seeing all the
others like. But I slight backtracking. The one thing I will say about The Wicked King is it's very much a second book that can't particularly stand on its own, because you really it's a better experience if you read it obviously either back to back or close enough to the first one. Because I feel like it's a second book in that you have to have all of that foundational build up from Jude putting Cardan where Cardan is, and Cardan being where he is, every player basically being on the board. Otherwise, if you read it like and you kind of separate both, it's kind of impossible to do, which is not a bad thing by any means. There's a lot more action in it. There's so much going on in it that I'm just like, I felt like I was getting whiplash every 3 or 4 chapters. I'm like, oh, and that happens, and then this happens, and then Jude has to figure out this bullshit.
I feel like I got so much more out of it this time than I did the first time. Like, just because you spent so long reading everything.
I think so too. I think it was a good idea to just like successively read all of them. Because it just felt like interesting. But what I do like about The Wicked King is that Jude's journey in this one is just to hold on to what she's already got. So it's different from the first, because it's still fighting, but it's fighting in a different arena. And it's interesting because I feel like she's not as prepared for this part of it. She when she was definitely like, I'm well armed, I am emotionally equipped to do what I need to do. And this one she's like, I don't even I have to hold on to this court, and I have to figure out what to do about Cardan. And I have to figure out what to do about my siblings.
I mean, they constantly brought up Matic saying like it's easy to get power, but it's harder to hold on.
Exactly. I also think
Go ahead.
I think that Holly Black is just like a fucking genius. How she started this, and you get to see this like King of the Hill game with Taryn and Jude
Yeah.
and Maddox, and how that came like full circle, full fruition. So like what happened with Maddox and Jude and Taryn. It's really expertly done.
I agree, and it's also, I guess, going off of that point, it was so interesting that most YA or most fantasy series, period, the whole point of the book is for the protagonist to get power or to succeed in some way, whereas Jude gets that right off the bat in the first book. And so now this is a series about maintaining power and what that looks like. And I just think it's so unique in that regard. Like usually we'd be at the end of the third book and she would get the crown or whatever, whereas like that's already happened, and now she's got to play the game to keep what she wants and like keep moving the board to suit her.
Agreed.
So yeah.
Yeah,
So
it's like a grand game of chess. That's like my favorite part. It's so
Oh yes, I love
strategic.
that too.
Yeah, it's just like watching everything play out is so interesting to me.
They say that quote is like right at the very beginning, isn't it? The one where it's like fighting is like chess.
Yeah, in the prologue.
I love that quote. That's a good one. I also think, like, again, in this book with the relationships, it's the thing that makes the book what it is to me. Because not just, we're going to get to Jude and Cardan in a second, because I feel like we're going to talk about that for like a good while. But like everything else in the book, like Taryn and Jude's reconciliation, you know, and then Vivi's whole return to Fairy, and how she is with Jude when she gets back to Fairy, and then Maddox and Jude and their reconciliation. Like I keep saying it with quotation marks because, and of course, like, and even Jude trying to manage the relationships with like Locke or Nicasia or the Court of Shadows, like it just got more complicated because now they all sort of know what she's capable of. Some of them to the full extent of it, and some of them just after seeing her now be the, you know, basically the right hand. Yeah, I feel like everyone's just like, maybe we underestimated her. I feel like Taryn didn't, probably. I feel like Taryn just like, this seems exactly like it. I like Maddox's reaction though, where he's like, he's both super proud that she got one over on him. Yeah. But also is like, I don't like you for doing it.
Yeah.
I know Jane did, but did you guys read the deleted scene in Wicked King?
Yes.
Not yet.
Yeah. I read it.
I still have to.
Makes Maddox hit a little different too.
Yeah. Exactly.
Okay. I'm definitely going to.
You should.
It's really good.
Like the first one is like their scenes told in like third person because Holly Black was toying with that because we do spend a good portion of the book with Jude separated from the court. So like the first part is about Maddox, and it definitely colors his character a little differently. Where you're just like, oh, like we already talked about how he's such an intriguing character, both like on his own and as a father figure. But just those like 3 pages, I really, really like. I'm glad that they were in there, and we also get some snippets from Cardan. So I would highly recommend that you read them.
Okay, I definitely will.
Yeah. It was so funny too because like it starts out with Holly Black being like, oh, like I was toying with this idea, and then like you get Maddox and you're like, okay, and then you turn a couple of pages and it's Cardan, and I'm like, what? Like I get like bamboozled. Like I can't believe she's giving us this.
Cardan's scene has so many like one-off lines that if you read into them, I'm just like, I like, baby, I was like screaming the entire time because I'm just like, this is too good. Like it's too much.
And no spoilers for Kristen, but even like Maddox being like, what am I gonna do to get this like, you know, like jerk of a king to like, you know, want her back? And I'm like, oh baby, you don't even know. You don't even know. He's about to risk it all.
I mean, we already went over to Jude and Cardan, so we might as well talk about Jude and Cardan.
Yeah.
My favorite topic.
Yeah.
Okay, I also I just wanted to start this off because this was one of the first notes that I took. And it was like, oh, Jude, you just set yourself up. Also, Holly Black set us all up because I want to say in like the first 2 chapters, maybe 3 chapters, Jude says the following. Marriage is unusual among the rulers of Fairy. A uniting of kings and or queens can never be dissolved. Keep that in mind. Should Cardan marry, I wouldn't just have to get him off the throne to get Oak on it. I'd have to remove his bride as well. I was like, oh, can never be dissolved. Can never be dissolved. So Cardan fucking wified you for eternity. And you were just like, okay.
We're not gonna make a Philippines joke here, right, Alexa?
No, we're not.
But yeah, that is wild to think about.
Yeah.
Truly wild.
There's
Ugh.
too much. There's too much in this book. Like, I feel like it was overwhelming in terms of like if you're reading it and you definitely love how their relationship plays out, it's overwhelming in this book.
Yeah.
Like, there's just too much in a good way. There's so much.
It was
Well,
so much.
And it was my third time reading it, but still, when Cardan's like, what can I do to get you to break this? And I'm like, no. Like, it just still feels so fresh to me. Like, what?
Yeah.
I don't know. Like, some of this stuff, I'm like, I should have seen this coming the first time I read. But that one is such a good bamboozle. Like,
It is.
so good. So good.
Mhm.
And I still, like, when Jude at the very end is like, but I'm the queen of fairy, I got so, I remember the first time I read it, and even again, I just got that, like, flush of humiliation along with her.
Yeah.
Like, everyone's laughing at her, and I was just like, oh no. Damn you,
Yeah.
Cardan.
Yeah. And then even Cardan, like, laughing at her, too. And it's just like, oh, that's why I like him. But I hate that that's why I like him. That's some inner stuff I need to work on. Okay. You know, like, it's so good. So
Yeah,
good.
and then she's like, deny me. And she's like, we both know you can. I'm like, oh, no. There's too many layers. They hurt me on all levels, but like, wow.
I was
so
like
good.
amazed that I mean, once the first time I read it too, I obviously loved it, but the second time, like, because we had just read Cruel Prince, like every time that I was reading any lines between them, I was like, I'm just feeling things so intensely. And like, I get that this is a very problematic relationship, but I love it. And like, the hate between them, I don't know, it just like does something to my heart.
Yeah.
It does
Yeah.
lots of things. You know what I like too?
So good.
Aside from like their actual chemistry and then the whole hate part of their relationship, you know, there's that one moment where like I think it's like late at night and then Jude is there and she looks hungry and tired, and then Cardan's like, hold on, we're gonna go call for some refreshments, some food, and because like I'm thirsty and Jude looks like she's really hungry, and I'm like, oh, so you care. I'm like, oh, you want to take care of Jude. I'm like, okay, stop. I did not ask for that. Like, I was not prepared for it.
And not to go like full romance, like 101, but it's like, oh, he's taking care of her needs, you know, like, oh, let me just swoon over here.
Yep.
It's too good.
One of my favorite things too is that I love that Cardan chose to sleep in that room with like the tunnel as if he was a consort for who's actually the king, and like it's like he left Eldred's room open for Jude to take.
Oh, yeah, that's a good idea.
Oh yeah,
Get it.
Or
smart
until
boy.
they could be there together. Yeah.
And then speaking of sleep, the only time he actually sleeps is when he's in her room.
Yeah.
And I'm like, okay, my heart, someone feel safe.
It's
It
so
was a
funny. Yeah, like these are like basic things that we read in romance all the time, but for some reason, the spin Holly Black puts on him is like, I've never read this before. This is amazing, you know?
Mhm.
Agreed.
Speaking of Jude's room, you know what made me emotional this time around? I was surprised. It was when Taryn brought her the stuffed animals, and Jude's like, I put them in the fire one by one, and I like say goodbye to that, and I'm like, oh, baby. That made me emotional.
Yeah.
She's gotten to the point where she's like, she has to get rid of her weaknesses. Any of them doesn't even matter because they can be used against her. And I guess in her mind, she's like, I'm done with that. I'm here. So I got to show everyone I'm here.
Mhm.
When I became a man, I put wait, what is it? But now that I am a man, I put away childish things or whatever. There's some Bible verse about that. But anyway.
Yeah, it's something to the effect of that. That's how it feels.
Yeah.
She's like, I'm in a different place now, and that's no longer who I am.
Mhm.
Oof,
Even though her newest weakness was her downfall.
Wasn't it though?
Oh
Okay.
my God.
Wait, cards on the table here.
I'm just like,
Cardan sending Jude away.
Ugh.
Do we think it was like, do we think we're gonna get I had to become a king that was worthy of you moment? Or do you think that it's really gonna be like they're coming to blows?
No, I think he wants to have a more even playing field in their relationship, and he feels so much lesser than she is, and he's always felt that way. And they made a point. Holly Black made a point of saying that, like, in the time that Jude was in the Undersea, he came to kind of enjoy being king and was able to make more decisions on his own and stuff. So I think he wants to give himself more of a chance to prove to her that he's worthy of this position and he's worthy of her.
Yeah.
Still doing it for her though.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's
And
no
I
I
think
agree.
like
yeah, I think too, like he knows that like the Undersea is like, you know, and Belkin and everything. So they're like, we need to make her like, I don't know. This is probably just the hopeless romantic in me, but I'm like, he's trying to like keep her safe as well.
I
But-
agree. I think he realized like I think everyone realized that like Jude was Cardan's trump card in the sense that like maybe they didn't understand how, but they knew that like Jude was important to Cardan, even if they didn't realize on all the levels. And so like he is now aware that she's always going to be a target for him. And then also the fact that like she comes back and suddenly he's fucking raising islands out of the sea.
Yeah. Let's talk about that.
God.
Cardan pulling.
Jesus.
Not to get into like the theory crafting for Queen of Nothing yet, but one of the things I have written down on here is because it's like if you wanted to like mirror it to the type series, you know, maybe this is Jude being worthy of her crown, you know, and she has to like go on a quest
I did not think of it that way.
to do it.
That's a good idea.
That's actually
Yeah.
a good way of looking
And
at it.
if she, and this goes in with the, you know, forger guy, if she somehow gets a hold of a crown, maybe she'll be worthy for it.
That's a good theory.
True.
That is a good theory. No, but I generally agree about Jude, about Cardan sending Jude away. I feel like it's two birds with one stone. It's like, I will take on this kingship on my own and do it of my own volition. But also, because I want to keep you safe and because I have to punish you, it has to look like I'm punishing you, he has to send her away. And like, I guess for most of Faerie, that's probably the worst possible punishment, being banished from Faerie.
Yeah.
And he's probably like, she'll manage. She'll figure it out.
Well, I think it was interesting the way that their wedding vows were worded. It was like until basically like until we take the crown, like until we relinquish the crown. But it was like we together jointly. And I told Kristen this. I was like, all I want from Queen of Nothing, because I know that Holly Black's just gonna like slap me in the face left and right with surprises. But all I want in Queen of Nothing is that one scene where they're reunited and Cardan just fucking puts it all on the table for her and is like, I had to earn you and I had to prove that I could be the king and I need you to be my queen. Like, I just need it. I need it to be like very fraught, intense, and I hope that she delivers it because then I'll be happy. No matter what happens, I'll be happy if we have that scene.
My heart, though.
The one thing that I wish that I could like personally experience the most, I told Jaden this while I was reading, but also kind of getting into Queen of Nothing theories. So I think most of us are on the same page that we definitely think that Jude is going to be pregnant with the heir to the throne. So what I really want is I wish that I could like be in the room when Maddox hears that Jude is pregnant and knows that Jude has been controlling Cardan, because he would just be like, what? Like, that was so messed up.
I gotta mute myself real quick. Sorry.
You're fine.
You know what I wish we could see, and I'm kind of like upset that we didn't get a 2.5 with Tyrion's point of view, because I would love to have seen Tyrion and Locke's vows.
Oh yeah, that would be very interesting.
Oh, actually, yeah, we'll get to that in a second, because I told Jane this really I was like, you know what, it could happen, even though it's like the most wild ass theory about Tyrion, but it's fine. It could happen. We'll see.
I'm going to tell you what. I'm way more Team Tyrion than most people in the Curl Prince like fandom. So I'm excited.
But I would have liked to see. Actually, I would have liked to see what was going on with Tyrion in the Wicked King.
Yeah,
because I feel like she was doing a lot more actively.
Heck yeah! Mm-hmm.
So it would have been interesting just to see like what happened when she went to get all of Jude's stuff and bring it over, and like how she got Maddox to agree to like transfer what's her name, Tatterfell over. Like, you know what I mean? Like, I would have loved to see what was going on. Speaking of Locke, since we're already on the topic of Locke, that whole bullshit with them hunting her down in the forest.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
The scene feels so out of place, and you know it means so much going into Queen of Nothing. You know what I'm saying?
Like,
oh yeah.
It's like a great hunt. It's like it's.
Yeah.
And even with the earrings, when Tyrion has them on, I'm like,
oh my god.
Yeah.
I forgot how angry that made me.
Oh my gosh, I was enraged.
Yeah,
But
that
I
was a
like
good
know what
scene
they do.
too.
Yeah.
Yeah, when Jude was like, before I even think about it, I'm packaging them up for her, and I'm just like,
Mhm.
Jude.
Do you think
Baby.
it's really just as simple as it enhancing her looks, though?
No, I think it's gonna. I think it might come down. That might be a very important item in Queen of Nothing.
Yeah.
I think.
Yeah.
Because I feel like it got a lot of airtime, I guess is what I want to say, because it like shows up way more. Like it could have just shown up in the scene where she bought it.
Well, I
But
wonder
yeah.
if that will allow Jude to impersonate Taryn.
Ooh.
Will make her look
that's true.
lovelier.
good question.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
everyone knows that Taryn has those earrings, and that's something
No.
that Jude wouldn't wear.
Maybe they
Yeah.
would switch. Oh, what if they? Oh,
Also, like I don't know how much we want to get into Queen of Nothing, like the first few chapters that have been released, but Taryn and Jude talk, so maybe Taryn has to give Jude something to make her, you know.
maybe they team up.
That's what I like. That's the thing. Like, I sound like I'm always such like a Taryn apologist, and like I'm not. But I'm just like, there's no way Holly Black gave her own novella, and there's no way that this girl who is like was raised exactly the same as Jude, like she just has a different kind of like thing going on. Like she's gonna come through in the end. She's gonna come through.
I definitely think there's going to be something to her story, but it's going to take a lot for me to have any kind of like positive feelings toward her.
Maybe her carrying Locks, baby. That's gonna be a hard one to swallow for me.
That was the wildest thing I told. I'm like, you know what? I think she's gonna be pregnant. But that's it. I think it.
Well, there just has to be a reason, because like obviously, again, like in that short story, like you can tell she likes the musician guy, the bard guy. So it's like, why are you so like, nope, I'm picking him over my sister. I'm picking him over everyone. Like this has to be a strategic thing. But how far is the strategy going to go? You know?
And what is the actual strategy leading up to?
Yeah, exactly.
Still so creepy. Still so many things going on. Oh, so we didn't really go into the undersea, but I will say I still appreciate the undersea actually being in this book.
Yeah.
Yeah, me too.
I still enjoyed it.
Yeah, I was so surprised in The Crow Prince right off the bat when they talk about it. I was like, I didn't remember that. You know, in another thing to go along with this, right off the bat, they talk about the mushrooms and poisoning. And in The Wicked King, it's constantly poisoning. It's like poisoning's going to come into Queen of Nothing, too.
Oh, yeah. I'm sure.
Probably.
Well, especially now that, like, Jude has lost her.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
That was rough. And I was also surprised, like, that was something that I realized after the fact is that, like, Holly Black did that standard book 2 thing where the love interest gets separated, and she completely duped me the first time. It didn't even register. It was only this reread I was like, oh, we did do that. Okay, they were separated, and then they come back to it. But I mean, they're going to be separated even more now. But
that didn't even occur to me.
Yeah,
same. Until you said it just now. I'm like, oh right, they were apart.
Yeah, it's like your standard book 2. Gotta keep them apart. But
it just feels different though, I guess.
Oh, you wanted it? Yeah, especially because like the time went, like it was such a long time, but it didn't feel like that for us. I'm gonna tell you what, and I hate this so much, but I think my favorite part of this reread too was when Belkin was like, "Kiss me," and she's like, "Yeah, what's the harm in that?" And then he's like, "Kiss me like I'm Cardan." I was like, literally, like on this bed rolling around, like, how did I forget that? You know,
I watched that in my memory.
I forgot about that too.
I did not remember that.
I was like, oh my word. Yeah. That was the biggest shock for me this reread. But I loved it. I really did love it. Because I'm like, even he knows, even the brother.
Everyone knows Jesus. Except acknowledging it.
Well, kissed her in front of everyone at the end when he was poisoned. Jude was like, well, I guess everyone knows.
Oh gosh, those two and their chemistry.
What did you guys think of the scene where Locke makes Jude be the queen of mirth?
That was okay. This was something that I picked up on when we read The Cruel Prince last month, because Jude very specifically mentions the Queen of Mirth and that they find a mortal girl and they dress her up and make her think she's in finery or whatever. And rereading it the last month, I was like, oh, this is one of those things where it's like that one little sentence of foreshadowing, because then Jude herself becomes the Queen of Mirth in The Wicked King. It was like, it felt so insidious because like she's awake and like knows what's happening, and they all know that she knows it's happening, and it's just kind of like, yikes. But Jude makes
Did
a
it-
good point when she later confronts Locke, and she's like, "I know that you did that to humiliate Cardan more than you did it to
Yep.
humiliate me." And like,
Oof.
I like how she's like, well, if you think I'm not going to take the time
yeah,
to get my revenge on you, you thought wrong.
I'll make
Yeah.
it.
Did it hit differently for you, Jane, after reading Ninth House? Because it hit differently for me.
It did. It did. There's this. I don't know if Chris and Alexa, if y'all have read it yet.
I've
There's
read it.
like, my favorite scene of Ninth House. Ninth House has like a somewhat similar vibe to this, and it was like,
Wait, I know what scene it is. It's the one at the party.
yeah,
A
Oh, yeah.
party. It's the
He
one
was
at
like-
a party.
yeah. A sword in
best
his
scene.
back. Oh man.
Kristen's gonna read it soon, so she'll know what we're talking about.
Yeah, she'll
You'll
love it too.
You'll be like, oh, that was exactly what they were talking about.
Yeah, you have to text the chat when you read
It's
it.
a powerful moment. It's a very powerful like
It is,
page and a
actually.
half. The best page and a half of that whole book.
It really is. Text.
Oh, too good. That was a good scene, though.
Yeah.
Queen of Mirth.
So, not to get into Queen of Nothing stuff yet, but do we think Locke's going to be the big bad or no?
Well,
I don't know.
okay, so the beginning, like the prologue that was released on Entertainment
Bustle.
Weekly. Oh, Bustle?
Is it Bustle? Isn't
I
it
don't know.
Bustle? I thought so.
I don't know. It was one of them. I thought they implied that Locke
was
was
dead?
dead.
Oh, yeah. Mm-hmm.
And
But do you believe that?
I don't know.
well,
About,
that's a good question.
I was kind
I
of
don't believe it.
I don't know what I believe because there's that, and then I finally read the
Well,
official
it's not-
synopsis of the book, and apparently there's a curse that gets enacted,
Oh, yeah.
and I was like, is this because they upturned Queen Mab's bones when
Yeah.
they bombed out the court of shadows?
I
And they
highly
like, very specifically mentioned like that's where Queen Mab's bones were.
Because why would you
Yeah.
mention that if it wasn't in
Yeah.
French?
Yeah, and so I was like, and then in the official synopsis is like a curse is unleashed, and Jude has to choose between like her ambitions and her humanity. Da da da.
Best guy to fight.
That's so smart. I didn't even, because I was thinking of Valerian's curse that he put on Jude, because there's no way that's not coming back up.
Oh, that too.
And,
Yeah,
and not to get full freaking Queen of Nothing here, but I'm like, that's what makes me think Jude might die.
Oh.
No,
I don't know.
No, I don't want her to die.
I would
I
not
don't
know.
Well,
I don't either. Trust me.
I don't know if that thing that was on Bustle was the prologue though, because it was just an excerpt. I don't think it said
That's true.
prologue.
That's
Oh,
true.
okay.
What I read, I don't think it mentioned where specifically in the book it was.
Because
But
it could be the beginning, but it could also be somewhere later.
I guess I just assumed beginning.
I thought it was a prologue too. At
Usually what
first.
they share.
Yeah, I took it like that as well. But Holly Black, in true Cassie Clare fashion, she confirmed there's a funeral in this book.
I
So
feel like he's gonna
I'm
die.
like this is the thing. Locke is too obvious, but maybe. I mean, Cassie Clare fashion, or like it could be Belkin. You know, like
yeah.
he's royal,
Oh, that's
obviously.
true. Mhm. Or it could
But
be
I'm
Jude.
like, yeah, I don't know.
I don't want it to be Jude.
I don't either, but I'm like,
I
man,
would
this
hate that
reread
so
messed
much
me
if
up.
she killed Jude. If we read these whole 3 fucking books and she killed Jude, I'd be so
I know.
mad.
I
Jude
would be.
is
Well, the
my
thing is,
favorite character. Like I would not handle that well.
Me too.
Well,
I would be
thank
very
you.
upset. If Taryn
she
died, I would be
killed-
less upset.
Same.
yeah, same. I just feel like if she kills Jude, though, she has to kill Cardan as well. So
Yeah. They can't be
That's
without
true.
each other.
Yeah.
Yes, I agree with that.
I know.
Die
I'm like, don't
together.
do this. Don't do this to me. Yeah, that is wild though. But yeah, I always think back on that Valerian curse, and he said, "Death will be your only companion."
Oh, that's right. That's right.
That's
And
all.
it could, yeah, it could mean something else as well. And like again, like we should keep talking about this book before, but like I think that Vivi is going to be like the key to it all. I think she's hands down the most powerful player, and that they downplay her 24/7. But there is no way, because when the hag, let me make sure I have this right. Like when they were saying that
yes,
their mom, they
yeah.
said a child is destined to be a greater weapon than Justin, who's Jude and Taryn's father, could ever forge. And so I'm like, well, it's not them then. It's definitely Vivi. So I'm like,
Because there's also that. I do want to know. There's the other thing that I can think of because you mentioned their dad. You know the part where Grimson is talking to Jude and he says something about him talking to their dad. and that he
Mhm.
had to give up something in order to learn whatever practices, and then he wouldn't tell Jude what it was.
Yes.
I'm like,
Oh,
what is
man.
it?
Yeah.
I was like,
They
stop
better tell
hinting
us.
at things that I don't know anything about.
Yeah, and the fact that, like, I mean, we're looking at Maddox and we're seeing these, like, behind-the-scene things and stuff, and we're like, he's a good dude. Like, he, like, obviously like, everyone in this book's morally gray, you know?
Yeah.
But why would the mom just leave him? Like that premonition, like, that did something. So, like,
Yeah.
I don't know. Also, there's so much talk of star charts in The Wicked King.
Mhm.
I was very surprised about that
Yeah,
as well.
I forgot
I
about
didn't
that.
Me too.
About Cardans.
Yeah.
What did you guys think about the way that Vivi treated Heather when they were in?
Oh, did not like.
That was
Did her
rough.
so dirty. Yeah.
Yeah.
I did not like. Like, she put up with so much already
Yeah.
I know.
and accepted so much of it already, and then to have that happen to her, I was like, girl,
Yeah.
no.
I think
That's not
it
how it works.
really brought, and like maybe this was the point of it, like it really brought home the fact that like Vivi is not human.
Yeah.
And just
Yeah.
how different the Fae view things like consent and things like this, like how she didn't think twice about just wiping Heather's memory and like controlling her and stuff. And obviously Jude, who's human, sees this as like the huge breach of trust that it is. And then when Vivi's like, but why are you mad at me? When she finally like lifts the spell off Heather, I was like, no. Like,
It's like, girl, you don't understand. They've been trying. Like, I like how Jude is like, I've been trying to get you to understand this. I don't know why you haven't understood it yet.
yeah.
It really is terrible, though. I felt really bad for her.
Me too.
Yeah.
And I also felt bad for Jude and Taryn in that moment because,
Oh yeah.
like, Vivi has tried to protect them for their whole lives. And so they definitely view her differently, even knowing what she is. But that is just like such a clear, like, she's not who you think.
Mm-hmm. Agreed.
Yeah. She's gonna hit differently in Queen of Nothing for sure.
By the way, side note about Jude and Cardan, I also like how he specifically exiles her and then says that she can't forfeit her life. Like, it literally means that she can't be killed or can't die until they figure out if she's pardoned or not, which I'm like, okay, sure, we'll keep her alive.
Yeah.
You know, because you need her.
Let's also not forget too, Holly Blackside Cardan he does come to the human realm. So
yeah.
Can't wait.
Something
I mean
that could also mean that like Fairy's gone, you know.
I wonder if that's part of the curse. What if the curse is because he leaves?
Oh,
Maybe
he's
he's
forced to
tied to
leave.
the land.
Yeah.
He's king.
The curse is that
Well-
he has to leave.
But where would he go though? Like, what?
Dude, go to
Like-
find his wife.
Mean her now.
Yeah,
now he
he's gonna
needs
meet
her
up
to
and
fix the
find
problem.
Pinocchio.
No, you know what? They could
No, this is Cardan being all like, I fucked up.
Yeah. So
I fucked
Well,
up. Fairy needs fixing.
I think too, like the cover of Queen of Nothing, like these covers play a role. So it's like obviously the undersea is gonna get frozen or something, you know, like something's not gonna be a good situation, you know, minus like this little island thing. That was so powerful though when he was like, grounds all over the water. I can turn you guys into lava. I was like,
I
damn,
know,
baby.
oh my God. Leveling up right there.
Yep. Putting those skill
That was
points
so
in.
good.
I also love that like can you tell I like picked apart that one scene, but they get like Cardan marries Jude before she lifts the what is it, this, it's not a spell but like whatever, she releases her power over him.
Oh yeah.
Like, he could have been like, okay, release it and we'll get married, and she probably at that point would have agreed, and I think he knows that, but he was like, no, gotta lock it down first. He's like, let's get married and then you can take the spell off of me.
Yeah.
I was so shocked in that scene. Like Jude was just like, I know it's a bad idea, but I gotta do it. And I was just like, girl.
It's the best idea.
Oh. It was so much.
I mean, how could she not, after he tells her, like, I mean, even though it results in obviously Taryn doing something shitty, but like the fact that he's like, I trusted you and I trust you. I'm like, okay. Feelings.
Thanks.
Too many feelings.
That scene was so much. Like when he was poisoned and then when she returns to him right after and he was like, I wanted to prove that I trusted you. And I was just like, oh no.
It hurt my heart so much. I was like, stupid Taryn getting in the way.
Yeah. Even when she like spits out the antidote, I'm like, that's love right there. Because that's pretty nasty, but that's love right there.
I also forgot about that, by the way. The exact way she got the antidote.
Yep, I did too.
That was so good.
Dude.
Me too. I think I still enjoy her so much because she's trying so hard, like we were talking about earlier, like to pretend that she's completely a different person because she's stronger, she's in a position of power, but then she still has those moments where like she's frightened out of her mind, like right after she gets attacked when she gets to the house and she has to pretend she's fine, but then later when she's by herself she cries.
Yeah.
And I'm just like, okay, child, you're fine.
I love that when she's trying to comprehend her feelings for Cardan, she compares it to the Mithridatism because it's like the only way that she could possibly understand it.
Oh my god.
That was powerful.
Too much.
So, the ghost.
Oh.
Yeah. What was the deal with it? Like I was obviously very shocked, but I still don't think I feel satisfied with
why it's him.
The explanation.
Yeah. Same.
I would agree.
When he was like, I promised myself to Prince Dane, and now I'm just a free agent. I was like,
Yeah.
It wasn't enough.
World, I don't understand you. Like,
it's not enough of a reason for him to.
Which makes me think that's unresolved, of course. But
or maybe there's something more to it that we just don't know yet.
I hope.
Maybe. Yeah. Like maybe he'll show up again in Queen of Nothing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Maybe he has Grimson. I don't know.
Oh, that's good.
Oh,
good.
I mean, Grimson was already at the court, so stands to reason that if he wanted to, if he knew everyone's plans, taking Grimson would probably give him a better negotiating position.
Yeah,
maybe.
For sure.
So could be. I don't know. That part to me, I was just like, that was probably the weakest, like, logical explanation for anything. I was just like, all right, I guess that works.
Yeah. I was still sad though.
I was too. Yeah. Like I was not happy about that betrayal.
Yeah.
I was that talking about that just made me think, because in the like official synopsis for Queen of Nothing, it says that like when Jude returns to Elfhame, the war is brewing, but she slips deep within enemy lines and becomes ensnared in the conflict's bloody politics. So I'm like, who is the enemy? Like, which enemy is she turning to? Is it Maddox? Is it Royben? Is it the Undersea? We have too many options. Is Cardan technically an enemy at this point?
No.
But like, I don't know. I feel like I got nothing but questions.
Same.
I have too many questions.
And I can't believe they're going to be answered so soon.
I can't either. I don't. I'm terrified. I'm terrified of that.
Yeah, it's like a bittersweet feeling. It's like, of course I want it right now, but I'm just like, oh no, it's gonna be over. I'm gonna be sad.
How many pages is this book? Let me check.
Not long enough. Yeah, it's little.
That's nothing.
Both books are so like the entire series has actually been shorter than most of the like typical YA fantasies that come out now.
Yeah. But so she really does everything so well despite that.
True.
Like I don't feel like she needs more pages to get her point across.
True.
For sure.
Oh God.
Even just like the little things that are seemingly like little, like they're just not
in the trilogy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Even
kept getting littler.
I really liked the conversation that Jude had with the like previous
Seneschal.
Oh, with Valmorin.
Yeah.
Where he's the juggling thing.
Exactly.
Yeah.
That was a good convo. That was terrifying, but great.
Yeah. And it was just like, everything's gonna fall, like come crashing down now.
Oh, it already did.
Yeah.
Or it started to anyway.
And then he just like refuses to help her. Like,
oh, man. He's just like, I'm done. It's like, I'm good. I'm done. It's over for me. Okay. I feel like we could, like, unless we had more to say about anything in Wicked King, I feel like we're all kind of like chomping at the bit to talk about our theories for Queen of Nothing.
One other thing that I wanted to say, Cardan related, was that I loved that. I think it was like right toward the end of the book. He was talking about his relationship with his father and saying like, if he thought I was bad, I would be worse. And like that's what Jude says in the first book about her relation with fairies. And I was just like, oh, you're made for each other.
They really are, though.
Yeah.
The only thing I want to add is that I missed the Yuri on Ice like thing at the
Me
end.
too.
I'm like, what? I'm like 11 out of 10. No choice but to stand forever. Yeah, so good.
I screamed. I was like, wait a minute. I was like, am I remembering this wrong? And then I read the rest of it and I was like, nope, that's exactly what it is.
That was me. I was like, no, she wouldn't. And then it's like falls in love with this coach. I'm like, that bitch did. Oh my God. You know? So good. So good.
It was great. It was a great reference.
Mm-hmm. Made the pain hurt a little less than
just a little.
Yeah.
Just a little.
And then also just another thing about Jude's character arc, like in Cruel Prince, Maddox says that he doesn't initially trust her with his plan because he doesn't think that she has that instinct to like be a killer. And then in this book, she's just so unwavering in the ability to kill. Like it just shows how like quick she was able to fall into this role.
You're gonna love this so much, Kristen, when you read it.
Yeah.
Oh, good.
Their relationship is just so good. Even like in the Cruel Prince, there's a line that always sticks out to me where it's like she's talking about like her mom, I think, and she's like, if I hate her, it feels better to love him. And I'm like, you know, and just like you gotta think, like, what other story is like that? Like your dad, the person who you like consider your dad and love, and who has trained you to be this ruthless killer, this like powerful figure, killed your parents. You know, like that's just that's just so wild, you know. But I don't know. Again, I'm a glutton for punishment. Like I love that relationship between them too. I love it. I love it so much.
Yeah, my favorite thing he says is right when they finally agree to work together, and then he tells her like, we're gonna work on that together, but but when they are gone, it will be us staring across a chessboard at each other. And when I bet you, I will make sure I do it as thoroughly as I would any opponent who has shown themselves to be my equal. So he's acknowledging it.
Yeah.
I can't. He's like, he's so proud of her, but at the same time, he's like, nope, still gonna beat you.
Yeah, it's so good. I don't know. I feel like they give him and Locke the good lines too. Like, what's the other line in the Cruel Prince they gave him? They're like I won't stand in the way of your happiness. I won't even stand in the way of your misery. I'm like, Holly Black, like, what were you doing writing that line? Like, Lord, so good.
It's too good.
We went on a few tangents there.
I know. We were just like, whoop, there we go. Yeah, I still think the Maddox and Jude thing is also an extra good relationship for her in the book because it's just so interesting.
Yeah. And I love that Maddox resorted to using Taryn, even though he like clearly doesn't think that she is anywhere near as good as Jude.
Oh yeah. Even when Taryn's like, well, I didn't say you're his favorite now. I'm like, she still is. Like, don't get it twisted.
I mean, even Vivi says it at the end where she's like, you could always join Maddox. And then Jude is like, no, there's no way. And he's like, no, he would definitely take you back.
That conversation made me think that Vivi is in league with Maddox.
I did. Same. Same.
I was like, she's probably like something has transpired between the two of them where like she's now
they have an understanding.
And so she's probably like giving Maddox information on Jude now, like as I could see Maddox using that against Cardan, because I'm sure that Vivi probably just doesn't want Oak to go back at all, or either like she either doesn't want him to go back at all, or she probably wants him to go back so that she can go back. But
I could see that.
I
don't know. We're gonna find out, I assume.
It's also interesting how it seems to be so difficult for Taryn to comprehend Jude's relationship with Cardan, like despite her own super complicated relationship with Locke.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
She might have understood at the end though.
Yeah.
I do love that like every single person in the series very clearly misunderstands what Jude and Cardan are to each other. And like every person who like tries to like think they have them cornered, and it's like, nope, that's not it. That's not it either. That's not it. And it's like, what does she have on Cardan, or like how did he get her in this position or whatever? And even Maddox at the end when he finds out that like Jude's been commanding him, and he's like, I completely misunderestimated you. And it's just like, but that's not quite it either. Like, no one,
they think they know.
Yeah. And I mean, I'm sure because Cardan and Jude don't even really fully understand their relationship. But like, I just love that every single time, like a courtier or Tyrion or Maddox or Locke or whoever is like trying to get their thumb on what's gonna cause Jude and Cardan to split them up. And it's like, nah, that's just not it. You can't do it. You can't split those two.
It's not gonna work.
Like, Cardan will send her ass to the human world, and they're still married. They're still not.
Can't break that.
Can't break
that bond.
Unbreakable. Marriages between rulers can't be dissolved.
I can't. We're gonna die reading Queen of Nothing. That's basically all that is.
When they just see each other for the first time in that book, I'm literally going to be like 12-year-old, like put my face in the pillow. Like, I can't right now. Hold on. Let me listen to a Halsey song. Yeah. Let me set the mood here. Yeah. Like, I just can't.
It's going to be so good. So we did talk about a few theories. I think Jude being pregnant, Jude coming back to Faerie at some point, possibly teaming up with the enemy lines, Taryn being pregnant. What else have we mentioned?
Really quick on the pregnancy thing. I was like in an unhappy way, I was a big proponent of the pregnancy theory, but I'm starting to doubt myself because I'm thinking that the timeline's not going to match up because they had sex before she went to the Undersea.
Yeah.
So by the time she would have been sent to the human world, like, I mean, to be honest, I don't know how half Fae pregnancies work, but
time usually works differently in Faerie.
That too. That's the part that
I was like, either it's a normal human pregnancy, and then she would have maybe known, like, if not by the time she got exiled, then very soon after.
Yeah.
Or Fae pregnancies are just weird, and like maybe she doesn't know, or maybe Cardan knows.
Let's go ask Val and Ravis.
Yeah.
I think about Val and Ravis. That was disgusting.
I still can't think about it.
She was pretty malnourished when she was in the Undersea also.
That too. Maybe
so
she
that
lost
could be why she might not know.
Yeah.
But also, like, on the pregnancy thing, the one thing that I didn't say in our live show for Cruel Prince that I was saving for this one. That in the Cruel Prince, there is a scene where Oriana makes Jude promise to come to her if she ever gets pregnant by someone of royalty, because she like knows what it's like. So I just felt like she made such a big deal about making Jude swear that she would be the first one she told. So that's why I just feel like that is going to be the case.
Yeah, no, I definitely still agree, because there are so many comments in the series about babies and about children and how, like, you know, like, fairies don't have a lot of kids and they're very like whatever. But yeah, with the scene that Kristen talked about, I will never forget it because it's the way that Oriana words it, and she's like, if you let him get his air on you, like talk to me first. I was just like, wow, that's such a way to put it.
Yeah, it really is.
But yeah, and we don't know the timeline too. Like, she might not be pregnant right now, but I also like wholeheartedly believe she's going to be pregnant in Queen of Nothing. So like, again, we see Cardan's point of view in the human world. So like, he could come in, try to gravel for her back. They have like a quickie, and then she's like, that's what you'll never get again. And then, like, you know, it happens. Like, we don't have the timeline.
That's true. This is true. That could also be a thing. I don't know. That one's up in the air. I still think Taryn could also be pregnant, which would
be too.
Yeah. People in the comments are saying that they didn't have sex.
Okay. I'm with the people.
They did.
Well, the thing is Cardan makes a comment that says, all the things she let me do and the things she didn't, or something like that. And I thought that too. And I was like, there's other things that they could have not done besides vaginal. And I don't want to demonetize your channel.
Besides actual penetration.
Yeah, there's other things. There's other things. But yeah, so I picked up on that comment too. And my heart, like, literally dropped to my stomach. I was like, no, they did.
So I read that too, but I still think that they did.
Yeah.
I didn't know if, like, the things that they didn't do were more like, because that whole time Jude was saying that she hated him. So I didn't know if the things they didn't do were more like admitting feelings.
Oh, that's good too. Yeah, that's good too.
I mean, it's still, to me, it's still read like they definitely had sex. Like, you're like,
we're all
hey,
reaching.
literally looked it up.
One way or the other. We'll see. Also, one way or the other, I think they are definitely having sex in the next book.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Okay. If
Oh,
they
yeah.
haven't had sex in this book, it'll
It's
happen
happening
in
in
the
Queen
next
of
book.
Nothing.
This
It's
is
happening.
I agree.
Yeah.
You know,
Maybe
now that they're equal.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That O's gonna make the underworld freeze over or something. We don't know.
The first time that you read The Wicked King, when you finished, were you also immediately like, I totally get the title of the next book now?
Yeah.
I just remember being like, oh.
Absolutely, 100%.
Now.
I also just realized that we really didn't talk about Nocasia very much.
Who I think she's a wild card. She's definitely going to get up to shit in Queen of Nothing.
Oh, yeah.
She's going to do something. I don't know what, but she's going to do something.
And she's my least favorite character. Like, I just can't stand her.
I don't like her either. I love that Cardan started like building that tree around her.
Oh, me too.
Oh,
that was great.
But I think that's going to make her want revenge. Like, she's going to
be pissed
hard in the next book.
And I almost think too, like, because of her mother, maybe too, I think that maybe she'll be the one to find out they got married first or something like that. Because she wanted that. She wanted that. And the mom wanted that, you know. So.
Yeah.
I would not put it past her to find out first.
Well, it'll be interesting how people find out, because obviously the recourse for peace, which is Cardan marrying her, is no longer an option because he married Jude. And that can't be dissolved, as we have been informed. Yep. And he can't lie about it. So
I wonder
yeah.
Ooh, I hope they include that.
That is going to be great whenever it happens.
I need to see it happen.
Oh.
It's going to happen at a council meeting, man. He's just going to throw it out there.
Like, why don't you just marry her? And he'll be like, oh,
I'm already married.
Yeah.
Too late.
Or maybe he'll like play along with it, like, okay, and then like, why can we never do this? And like, obviously he's not going to be able to say that because he can't do it. So
could be too.
Knowing Cardan, it'll be the most dramatic fashion.
Yeah, for sure.
Like at the altar, he'll be like, actually,
just saying.
Yeah.
Oh Lord.
Oh gosh.
You
or Locke.
Wedding.
Oh god, I got Rysand. Rysand just came into my mind right now. Oh man.
Oh wait. Oh yeah. Let me take that right back.
Oh, that's true. Someone said he can't lie, but he does. He might have a creative way of omitting. He does do that.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Pretty well.
Very good. Yeah.
So that is a good possibility.
He's like,
It's gonna be good. But I kind of do think he's gonna get blackmailed into it. Like it's either gonna be Locke finds out, she finds out. Like he's gonna get
Maddox,
blackmailed.
maybe. It could be any of them actually that'll blackmail him into it.
Mm-hmm.
But what will Nicasia want now that she can't have that? That's the other thing.
Yeah.
She'd be a consort instead.
Oh.
No,
yeah, that's true.
Because that'll change what she does in this book. Because it depends on what she wants now.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like,
I also think she can't bear the fact to share him.
Yeah, I don't think so either.
You know, like
no.
that would be too much for her.
Probably try to murder her.
And the fact that Cardan, like that, I think that would be the final nail in the coffin for her. That Cardan doesn't want her.
Oh,
yeah.
Maybe she becomes a free agent. You know, maybe.
Yeah.
Because even in The Cruel Prince, when Cardan's like, "Yeah, I loved her," I was like, "But you can't lie. Why are you saying that?" You know, like
that ain't true.
Yeah. But it is. And she also hates them anyways because Locke picked Taryn. She's like, damn, these human girls. Like,
just like,
stop.
Bitches taking everything away from me.
With your voluptuous bodies.
Oh, what was I going to say? Oh, Taryn and Jude are definitely going to do the switch, right? I feel like that's a thing that's going to happen in Queen of Nothing. Like, no doubt. I don't know what exactly the switch will be for, though.
Yeah.
If it has to do with either breaking the curse, going into enemy territory, or sneaking into the palace. It's like one of the three things. Or all of them. Who knows?
Oh wait, never mind.
It would also be crazy if you incapacitated Taryn and took her place without Taryn like wanting her to do that.
That would also be pretty cool.
Yeah.
She would deserve it.
Yeah.
I mean, they could play it off too. Like if Cardan was in on it, he could be like, "I'm not married to her," you know, and then it would be like, ooh.
Yeah.
That's a good
I just
theory.
really want us to get like, I hope that things resolve in enough of a fashion that we get at least one moment of Cardan and Jude being like badass rulers of Faerie.
Mhm.
Like I just want a moment where it's like the king and the queen getting shit done, being perfect together. Just one
Maybe
moment.
when they break the curse, it'll have to be them both.
It would be amazing.
Yeah.
Or it's either that or in order to stop the war from happening.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, speaking of that war, I mean, even if they're not the enemy, I would like the Court of Termites to show up. I would also I would also love if obviously Severin and his court showed up, because obviously that means you get to see everyone else. Which
I think they'll have to, because they've sworn to Cardan, right?
Yeah.
And technically, like settled Roybin's
Debt.
yeah.
Whatever.
And so like they did technically like commit. What am I trying to say? You know what I mean? Like they bowed to Cardan, and so
I hope they fight with him.
They're gonna be there now. Whether it will be adversarial, I mean, like if Trix,
that's what I'm worried about.
But
that's what worries me.
I would love a scene between Hazel and Jude.
Me too.
Me too.
Love it. Oh, I would just like to see Hazel in the context of this series in particular.
Yeah.
Well, it's also interesting because like Hazel achieved what Jude originally thought that she wanted, right? Jude was like, I want to be a knight.
Yeah.
And Hazel got that. And then Jude just,
skipped knight and became queen.
And so I think it would be great to see a scene between the two of them.
I think it would be cool.
But yeah.
That was a good line too, when I think it was Falcon that was like, "Oh, I need to I'm gonna ask you something," and then she was like, "Is he gonna ask me?" She's like, "How simple that could have been if you would have done that like back, so many moons ago." And like all it's really how like all this like fate came to be to make this elaborate scheme, because if someone just would have asked, if even Dane would have just asked that, would have been over. Everyone underestimated her.
Yep.
Don't they always?
always do.
We also talked about, Jane and I said in text that in Cruel Prince, when Dane is like recruiting Jude for the Court of Shadows, he's like, "I know what you want. You want to be one of us." And Jude is like, "Can he do that?" Yeah. And then she goes with the Geas where, no one can control her. But judging by that synopsis from Queen of Nothing, it also sounds like she could potentially turn Fae.
Yeah,
for sure.
For sure. The last sentence is like she has to choose between her ambition and her humanity.
Oh,
and it's like, well, there's no play on humanity here, because she's the only major character who's human.
And
so it's like, if she becomes like, I don't know. On one hand, I'm like, no, I want her to earn it, but on the other hand, I'm like, Jude and Cardan forever.
Yeah.
That's what I think. I'm like, they can be forever.
Yeah. Well, also like when the book was first like published, and again, like this is like the novel and Little Brown and stuff, but like everywhere it was like, if I cannot be one of them, I will be so much worse. And it's like, oh, what if she just is one of them? Like
all of a sudden.
Yeah. Ooh.
Although, like,
that would be an interesting thing.
It would be so wild, because that's one thing that we have never come across in any of Holly Black's books, is like the idea that a human can become Fae. But
it's always a human trying to just find a place in Faerie.
The curse.
Yeah, maybe it's the curse. Maybe she'll die.
Maybe that's how she'll die.
Will die.
Yeah. Oh God, though, I'm getting Twilight. I'm like, is this gonna be Bella? Is this gonna be?
No.
I did like that. I was just thinking about this, because I was trying to think about like how all of the series are going to get connected in this final book. But like when that scene when Cardan is poisoned and Jude was like, "You need to snap out of it, or you're going to end up like Severin in a glass coffin with people taking selfies with you." And I was just like, "Oh,
me too."
That was Holly Black being like, "Don't forget, don't forget."
She's like, just in case.
Yeah, we got a new cover.
So. I can't wait to see how that all connects.
I'll just be screaming the entire time I read Queen of Nothing.
That's
I'll just do all a voice note that's just me being like, ah!
Yep, me too.
Basically.
That's all that is. Nothing coherent there.
My reading would just be me sobbing and screaming alternatively.
Yeah.
I know. I was like, oh, let me try and remember every single thing, every single reaction for the next live show. And I'm like, I don't know if I'll be able to do that.
No.
Just because I'll be like too busy trying to be like, I need to know what happens now. Thank you.
I know, I'm gonna be such a mess. I feel like I might need to read it twice that first day. Like once you could be like, get it done, and then
slower.
Notes and be like seeing how things actually come together.
It's going to be the book hangover of all book hangovers too.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Like, what am I going to read after that? Nothing else, even like, the Brandon Sanderson Skyward #2. Woo! Like, what am I going to read after that?
November's over.
I'm like, let me do my end of the year wrap up.
2019 is over.
Yeah.
I think I'm going to end up reading something that I don't have high expectations.
Me too.
Because I just don't want to ruin anything.
And I can't read a fantasy. It's definitely not going to be a fantasy.
Yeah, definitely not.
No.
There's a FaerieAthon that weekend, so you can like cleanse the palate.
Oh, I know. It's some romance book.
Like a year after this.
Yeah.
It's going to be some romance book. I'll just be like, okay, some 3-star romance book that I think is going to be a 3-star. That's it. That's all I'll read.
Mm-hmm.
And we always tangent off other series, so I'm going to try to not. But like, I'm almost done with Call Down the Hawk. That's going to make my best of the year list. It is
I'm
good.
terrified.
Oh, that's good to hear.
So I'm like, oh my God. And that's the thing. And now I'm like trying to savor those last 100 pages. I'm like, because she's going to do a cliffhanger. So I'm like, no. So I'm just like, literally the Queen of Nothing is probably going to be the next book I read. So I'm just like, rip whatever I pick up next.
You are done for the rest of the month.
Wow. That's it. November was it. That was November 19th is it. That's it.
Yeah.
Coming out this year.
I know. I'm so scared to be caught on the hawk just because like
I'm scared.
I went into it being like, she's not gonna do it again, and you all are gonna love it.
It's Ronan. Of course, I'm gonna love it. That's the thing.
For so good.
That's the part that terrifies me actually, because I'm just like, it's Ronan.
My sharp son.
I love it
so
so
good.
much. I love that Jane is delaying it for herself by reading everything.
Well, it's in the library, and I got my hold, and I was like, I'm not ready. I'm not ready. Read the series.
I know, and then I saw your updates pop up.
Yeah, I've only read King once, like when the day that it was published, and so I'm like, maybe
it will be okay. You'll have enough good Ronan and Adam. No,
yeah, that's what I was thinking too. Like, I'll be fresh. I'll be ready to dive in.
They have a lot of good moments in King.
Listen, the oil for catching fire. Don't fucking talk to me. I can't. I had to just like stand and not touching anything for a moment, just being like, it was a lot.
Well, even like I was like, how is? Because you got to think. Oh my God, I'm gonna say this really quick because we're gonna freaking sidetrack. But like the Raven King premise is like what? Like the whole premise of that series is so like wild, and the end even is wild. So I'm like, what is she gonna do with this new trilogy? Like, what is she possibly gonna pull out of her ass? And the thing that she pulled out of her ass is so like it's like literally like my mind is just like blown. It's so perfect. It's so unique. So and again, like you all know, Maggie Stiefvater been doing some shit, and I'm like, I'm gonna have to hold up, this book for like my 2020 picture the whole time. It's so good, and I'm just like, I can't believe how perfect it is. And when you read it, it's the same thing as Laini Taylor. It's like Maggie Stiefvater and Laini Taylor. People aren't writing like them, Even Holly Black. Like, God bless her, love her more than anything. But the way that those two women weave together words, I'm like, you all made a deal with the devil. I'm like, oh, yeah. You all are going to love it. So, Queen of Nothing.
Back to Queen of Nothing, which will also kill all of us. That's basically it.
No. But I'm down for a Call Down the Hawk live show.
That would be fun.
I would do
at the end of the month, yeah.
I would do it.
I will have it finished before Queen of Nothing. So.
Okay. Wait, you
those are the only two books that I think I could read within this month and not feel worse about either one. You know what I mean? Like I could read them. It's fine.
Yeah.
You should do it. You guys should do it. It's really good.
I mean, I have it. I just haven't read it.
Me too.
Yet.
It's like sitting right there.
Jay wants to know if we're all doing reaction vlogs for the Queen of Nothing.
Yes.
Well, that's me. I'm like, I think I'm gonna do it. Even though I'm like, I'm taking a booktube break, and I'm like, well, I got a live show, might as well do a vlog.
Yeah. I'll attempt.
I just had such a wild experience doing my Queen of Air and Darkness reading vlog. That was like,
hard to say.
I want to do it for Queen of Nothing because it's going to be a similar thing, right? It's the end of a favorite series, I'm sure that I'm gonna make myself look like a goddamn fool. So we can all enjoy that.
It's great. I think it's great. It's always fun seeing how everyone's like freaking out.
Yeah.
Well,
Yeah.
I have to do it. I should do another one because the only one I've done it for, the only thing I've ever done a reading vlog for, like a dedicated one, is Shadowhunters,
Yeah.
Mhm.
which was also a complete mess. Because at the beginning it was fine, and like towards the end it just
It got a little wild.
it fell apart. And I was just like, nope, too many feelings. Goodbye.
Well, and I also want to do a reading vlog. First of all, because of the vlog, but if any of you are unaware, the Barnes and Noble edition of Queen of Nothing, the extra goodies are letters written by Cardan.
Oh my god! Yeah.
I'm not. I know that that's going to be salt in the wound at the end of that book, but I'm because it doesn't like. I fully would bet all the money that I have that they're letters he writes to Jude while she's gone.
Me too. Yeah. That's what I think.
Yeah.
Every day for a year.
Like he never said.
I can't handle it. I can't handle it.
Yep, telling you that vlog is literally going to be you screaming the entire time, screaming or crying. It's like one of the two reactions. That's it.
Oh my god,
I'm unprepared, but yes. So we're all going to try and vlog it. To answer your question, an attempt.
It's gonna be
How many copies of Queen of Nothing does everyone have pre-ordered?
None.
None?
I realized the other day I didn't pre-order any of them.
Is Good Choice reading still?
I know because I missed it. So
I didn't get that one either. I just got the normal Barnes & Noble.
Okay. I'm gonna pre-order the regular one, and then I think I'm gonna go to Barnes & Noble the day of and buy that copy or like reserve it, just so I can have some footage in my vlog of me like not in bed screaming.
Yeah.
So
good point.
Not screaming or crying.
Yeah, like read the letters in my car and just being like, he loves her. So
yeah, I only have two. I have the Kindle one and then the Barnes & Noble one.
Oh crap! I got 4 then. I did. I
have 3 because I reserved the ebook in my library, so that's coming in hot at midnight. So ready to go.
Oh,
I also have 3 because I have the regular one, the Barnes & Noble one, and then the Kindle.
I'm a sucker. I got all. Well, I got the.
Did you get
Barnes & Noble?
Did anyone get the Owl Crate one?
I got Owl Crate. I didn't get Fairy Loot or Illumicrate, even though the Illumicrate one so freaking beautiful. But I got the Owl Crate box, and then I got the Barnes & Noble one through Good Choice Reading, and then I collect the normal covers in the UK edition,
right?
Yeah. And then I also did the Amazon ebook at midnight. That's what my vlog's gonna be.
Me too. It'll be literally 1 a.m. I'm like,
I didn't realize that Illumicrate did a Queen of Nothing one already.
I don't think they did. I
think they did
Cruel
Prince.
I ordered the Cruel Prince one, but I was like, oh, did I like miss?
No. I bet you're fine. Yeah. I just saw it. And
but Fairy Loot definitely has one, right? They're the ones who have one, I think.
And then they're gonna do Wicked King and Cruel Prince in January, I think.
Yeah, because theirs is gonna be like the Waterstone's Rune editions, I think.
I don't know. I can't do it. The shelf is already wild. I'm like, I can't do it. You know, 3 is enough.
I'm very seriously thinking about how I can fit all of these.
You'll manage. It'll work. It'll work out.
It'll work.
It's okay. Oh, that'll be fun too.
Just to take like one second to talk about. I'm so sorry, BTS. They recently, I'm sure Melanie saw this, but they had like a concert recently ending their
Taeyang.
And one character, yes, exactly. There's one character. Oh my god, there's one member. His name is Taeyang. His solo performance, every time he wears like a fancy robe coat situation, and for the final, he came out in, I swear to God, an all black like crow feather coat. Ooh. And King Cardan is described as wearing exactly that. Yeah. And I was just like, let me see if I can send this link. But I was just like, ooh.
There it is.
It was just like so much. I was like, look at this man. Is that gonna work? I don't think that link's gonna work. Sorry, y'all. But just Google Taeyang feathers and
I like how it's so like Taeyang feathers.
Major Cardan vibes.
The opposite of Cardan would be Moira in Schitt's Creek.
Oh, I thought you were gonna say Overwatch. Sorry about that. Yeah, that's how I got into BTS. I saw the thread of someone saying that Tay was the fan cast of Cardan, and I was like, who is this Asian boy? I'm a fan. And then Jane was like, Cardan, or this Cardan.
Yeah,
That's how it happens.
That line.
Organically.
Yeah. Oh, I went to look for the scene where Cardan's wearing the cape, and I'm like, yep, I love that moment. That's when, because it literally gets mentioned when Jude shows up, and then she bows down to him and says, "My king," and then he stands up, takes the fucking cape off. I'm like, okay.
I love also like when Nicasia shoots the arrow at Cardan when he's in bed with that random person, and he like fucking sets the room on fire, and he's just like, "Get me, Jude." And like talking to anyone is just sitting there, and then she gets there, and it's like, okay. He's like, I'm just waiting for her.
Oh, side note about Cardan, by the way, I swear to God, every single time I forget he has a tail, it fucking comes up in the narrative. Like,
it's the worst.
His tail uncurls, or his tail. I'm like, we need to stop.
I did notice it was described slightly differently in The Wicked King, because in The Cruel Prince, I remember this so vividly because it is off-putting, but in The Cruel Prince, it's described as mostly hairless with a tuft of fur at the end. Okay, like a furless cat. And then in The Wicked King, when they are having a moment, and it the tail makes an appearance and wraps around her leg, which, by the way, disgusting.
Yeah.
It's like it's referred to as lightly furred, and I was
it's soft, right? It's like something like it's soft around. Oh,
yeah, like soft on her skin and lightly furred, and I was just like, I would vomit on him.
Oh man, the sad thing is I can talk a big game, but I'd let it happen. I know.
Moment, sure.
But if you think about it a little more, you're probably just like.
And you know, Holly Black was like, ha ha ha, bet you forgot about this.
That's how I felt every time it came up. I was like,
yeah,
we really need to hear that he has another, like he has a tail, we know.
Holly was like, just if you think he's too sexy.
Yeah. And she like makes sure we know that like it can move on its own and do things on its own. I'm like, we understand. We don't need your help here.
It'll wrap around your leg because you know that's attractive.
But then again, like, oh god, am I gonna say this? Like, what else? Like, have it just sticking like straight back?
You know, but you're right, because it was so funny because there's that scene in The Cruel Prince when he's tied up, and Jude specifically is like, he looks like he's trying to school himself, but his tail is fucking getting it.
I can't do it with the tail.
Yeah, like I feel like I really, like I feel like I was really like trying, because they're like, oh, like all these animalistic characteristics, and like even like with Vivi's eyes, like I kept being like, okay, but I'm just like, why did you give him the tail? Like, why? Like,
of all the things,
all the things that he could have had in terms of like features,
ears or something. Well, New York City is angry.
Doesn't like the tail.
No.
Okay. So do we? Well, I don't know. Is this getting into the theory crafting? Is there anything else?
Yeah,
I think
we can go into theory crafting.
Do we think, like, simple? Do we think Oak will sit the throne?
I think he will at the end.
Yeah,
probably like it's either going to be the last chapter or the epilogue.
Yeah.
Well, I don't think it'll be during the unless the curse does something to make it so that the green bars aren't the ones who sit the throne.
Yeah. But Balkan is out now, so everyone else that is kind of playing wants Oak on the throne.
Yeah.
So I feel like it'll happen.
I wonder if it'll end with like Cardan and Jude abdicating to Oak when he's of age. Like they've finally settled everything, and maybe it'll be like, well, our wedding vows, we're not married anymore, and then they move off to the countryside like Cardan wanted.
That's what I'm
thinking.
But I do think that it will ultimately end up with Oak on the throne. But at the same time, I've also learned that like the child character is never safe. Yeah, they're very
true.
So, that would be a sad funeral.
Poor little Max.
Oh no, that would be a terrible funeral.
That would be hard. That'd be really hard. I can't think of her name right now, but you know, like the stepmom.
Ariana?
Yeah.
I mean, I definitely don't want it to happen. But
Me too. But you're right about it.
Don't tend to take care of their little sibling characters very well. So
Yeah, I don't know. That'd be so wild, so wild.
But
it would also no. It would. I was no. You're fine. Go.
It was a stupid comment about how like it was very funny that we have this like moment of Cardan admitting like I would rather just like go live out in peace somewhere. You could come with me. Like
yeah.
Running away.
Yeah.
It's gonna be wild. No, I was just saying, like, I don't necessarily like know how it would work, and like I put like on this page, I'm like, Oak will sit the throne. Like I think that as well, but I'm just like, I don't know. Like Vivi's just giving me so many like conspiracy like vibes, right? And like how it would work. Like obviously, like Maddox's her dad, but like what if like Oak did die? Now there's no one to crown anyone, even if even Cardan have a baby. Well, I guess unless Cardan died, but they would have to have the baby. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah.
Yeah,
but then there's
like,
that whole thing with Grimson being able to possibly make a different crown.
Yeah.
Because then if that one isn't tied to the Greenbrier line, then like anyone could technically take the crown now.
Yeah.
Like if Maddox wants so badly to like have a constant state of war, he could take the crown. If Taryn wants it, she could take the crown. Wouldn't that be terrifying though? I would be like, what the.
Yeah, that would be
very.
But I would also then want a scene where Cardan like denounces her, and he's like, "You're not Jude. Like, you're not my queen."
It could be something really sad too. Like if Cardan and Jude did die, and then like Vivi's seen Oak take the throne, and she's like, "No, like I've seen this. Just kill my sister. Like I'll take it somehow, or something like that too.
That could be a good
like a sacrificial thing." Because she's like his main protector for a while now, so she kind of feels in debt. Like even the girlfriend is like, "You sure this isn't your kid?" She's like, "I got a lot of secrets, but not that one."
No.
Yeah,
I would be like, I cannot explain to you how devastated I would be if Cardan and or Jude dies in this book. I will never tell Holly Black again.
I don't know how I would feel about it because it would also depend on how they died.
Yeah,
does that make sense? Because like it could be like the kind of death where it does fit in with however their story is supposed to be, but it could also be the kind where it's like that shouldn't have happened anyway. Like it was pointless, it was useless, whatever it was. So I don't know. I will reserve judgment on them dying because I refuse to think about them dying. Either of them.
Yeah. It's just like where Wicked King leaves off. It's like you just don't have any kind of like inclination. Like, okay, they're both gonna rule. They're both gonna die. They're both gonna be like upset with one. Like you just know nothing. So it's like, and you know that Jude like never wanted to be a ruler, and obviously Cardan. So you get into these weird scenarios where you're like, oh, they might die. I don't know.
No, I agree.
I also think that Holly Black
scared to kill anyone.
Yeah, very much. And I think Holly Black knows how anticipated this is. She moved it up. I'm like, I just think that she knows a lot's riding on it too.
Well, and at the end of the day, Holly Black gives you a happy ending. Like, don't forget about the giant picnic that happened.
Oh my god, I will never forget.
Like she'll pull a Cassandra Clare at the end of Queen of Air and Darkness and give us what we want. You know, I don't think that she's I don't think that she's the kind to completely leave you hanging in that sense.
No, I don't think so.
But she's gonna make us suffer the whole way.
That I can see happening.
Like
it's a painful journey.
She might be like, what is happening?
And like no spoilers, but like, did you finish Hero of Ages, Alexa? What if they pull some shit? What if they pull?
I was thinking that.
Oh god, no! Oh god, no!
Oh, I'll start crying. We can't talk about that. We can't talk about.
I refuse that topic.
But that could be a thing, and then everyone will be like happy. Okay, so
no. I was like, I will not be happy. Therefore, not everyone will be happy.
Talking about some earrings, eh? Oh my god, what's wrong with me? Why am I?
Oh yeah.
Okay, so anyways,
let's not forget that we also don't know anything about that.
I know
those earrings.
Yeah,
Taryn's earrings. Anything Grimson has made that we don't know about yet.
That's true too. Like, there's no way that like we know every. And I love the whole concept of these just like artifacts. You know what I'm saying? Like all out there, and they're all gonna play such a role. Okay, so I don't know if you guys answer this or not. Do you guys think Locke is? I know that there's so many big bads, but like Locke has been this like bad villain that's just like just poking us lightly. I'm like, this is gonna blow up to something big. True. Like maybe he's gonna try to be the king of fairy. You know, like
I wouldn't be surprised if Cardan is the one who finally kind of deals with the Locke situation, because he's let Locke get away with a lot of shit and a lot of like slights against Cardan. And I think that Cardan's just kind of been biding his time. And as much as like Jude has felt like she's the one who's been most wronged by Locke, and I think she really wants that revenge, I think it'll be Cardan who administers that justice.
I could see that. Do you think it would do it in tandem with Taryn? Do you think that's a thing that could happen?
I think that Cardan really hates Taryn.
I think so too, actually.
I do too.
Satisfaction. Like I think he would get more satisfaction taking that from her.
I could see that.
And like letting it be all his own. Like Cardan hates Taryn.
Yeah. And just in
for
general,
good reason though.
Oh yeah. Like Taryn,
when he tells her on the riverbank, like, shame on you for letting your like
yeah.
And Taryn still was like, what's up with you and Cardan's like
Taryn's got a long way to crawl. That's all I'm saying.
He got a lot of crow to eat for sure. But thanks.
Like that's the one thing I hope Queen Nothing. Like I better get a good bamboozle. Not like that was so stupid. Like don't forgive her for that. Like I better get the bamboozle of all bamboozles if Taryn's gonna have a redemption arc.
Yeah,
this is true.
Gotta earn it.
Oh,
I don't know how she'll do it though, but guess we'll find out.
Do you think we'll see the Bard boy that was in Taryn's novella? Me too. I want to see it so bad.
I would think so. I think we're going to see a lot of people in Queen of Nothing.
I think so too.
Like a lot of people.
I think she might end up with Bard boy at the end of it.
Oh, I do too. Or even like Locke thinks it's his kid, but it's Bard boys or something like that.
Oh.
Or if the Locke dies, and then it's like Bard boys like, I'll play the Maddox, like I'm the dad now. Like no one needs to know. Where really it's like, ooh, that line's still there.
Like, replicate Locke's mom.
Oh yeah, I love that. And then what if Jude and Cardan have to raise that?
Oh my god.
No, Cardan will be like, that's not my kid.
Cardan's like, nope.
Cardan's like, I am not the
just give the kid to Vivi. It's fine.
No,
Vivi.
There's no tough hair tail.
Vivi will take it. Vivi's like the great aunt who takes care of everyone.
That's some good shit. You guys think we're gonna get conclusion on why their mom fled Faerie and everything like that?
I think so. I think we'll also get something about about both the mom and the dad. I think because they mentioned them frequently enough that it might have something to do with how the curse can be broken.
I agree. The very intentional mentions that we are given in The Wicked King, something's definitely gonna come of that.
It's too pointed not to have any bearing on either what happens to Jude or what happens to Faerie.
Everything that she says leads to something.
It's so interesting too. Like this whole series is like these gray characters, you know, but it's like, ooh, that one's really gonna like dictate which way Maddox falls, you know?
Actually.
Yeah. You guys can say stuff too. I'm just like reading down this list, being like random as hell.
I was like, it's helping.
So who do you think the funeral will be for? There's obvious answers, you know.
Well, I think Locke is the one that everyone's probably at this point being like, it's probably him.
Yeah.
Maybe Maddox.
Ooh, that would be such a twist.
Jude has to really deal with the whole
all of it.
I could also see like, so she said there were her exact words, like there will be a funeral scene.
Yes.
There could be a funeral scene, but somebody is pretending to be dead. Like someone's not actually dead.
Jude.
Yeah.
That just reminded me, because when Jude tells Cardan, like, do you want to end up like Severin in a glass coffin? What if they fake one of their deaths? And it's
that's
like,
what I mean. Yeah.
To give her the chance to like, whatever, disguise herself, send herself under. Ooh, that would be a good twist too.
Can we just talk about how Holly Black is basically a fae, because I don't trust her words.
I know
what she's saying, but I don't trust the way that she
might not be lying, but she's not telling the truth.
Well, even with the girlfriend's like, oh yeah, like your cosmetic ears are so good, and she's like,
Yeah.
you're like, oh, I see you, I see what you're doing.
Ooh, Amy just made a very good point in the chat. She says, "What if it's a
Ooh,
flashback for the
That-
funeral?"
That's so good too.
Oh, that could
That is
be.
also
Yeah.
true, yeah.
I was
a good
gonna
one.
say the only thing I have written down is Holly 100% confirmed that there will be a funeral. So yeah, past, present,
It could
we
be.
don't know. Yeah,
Who though?
I know.
In the past, like who would be?
I mean, I don't know.
That's
I
hard.
don't know.
That's hard. That's rough. Like I'm trying to think of who would be an interesting.
Well, maybe it's the
Maybe
funeral that Maddox had for Jude's mom.
Oh.
Yeah. Oh.
Oh.
Yeah.
And maybe he'll say something like, I wish I wouldn't have had to, but, you know, and then we'll be like, okay.
Because the prologue has always been a scene between Jude and
Oh.
Maddox. So
Yeah.
do you
I
think
love
that
that.
this one should also be? Like just to line it up correctly?
hmm
I didn't
Ooh.
think about that. That's good. That's good.
That
I only thought about it now because I was like, well, this
Gonna
one is
add that
when
to the
he's
blog
raising
post.
him.
It could also make sense because we were trying to figure out, like, because Maddox is on Balekin's side because Balekin is the one who told him that Jude's mom was really dead.
Yeah.
So the flashback could be prompted because Balekin shows up to Maddox and is like, "Sup, bruh?" So
that
Got
makes
some
sense.
tea for you. That's
It's
wild.
like he's having the funeral for the mom, but then Balekin shows up and then he's like, by the way, that's not her.
Yeah.
Not dead. That
That's
could be
wild.
Yeah.
That is seriously wild. Like, for real.
I like that.
I love
I like
that.
this theory.
This was good theory. You guys really added on. What did I write for this? I didn't even write anything that great. You guys are like way better. I said Holly 100% confirmed there will be a funeral. Obvious signs point at Locke, but Valerian's curse on Jude says that death will be her only companion. Another good guess would be Balkan, since Cardan loved and respected him to a degree, and he's royal after
I
all.
could see that too. That too.
He'll
He could
probably
also
get a
do it.
funeral. And then I said, the question is, are we going to witness it from Jude's point of view? So I was kind of there. I was like, I don't know, because if they're doing Balkan's funeral, it's not going to be from her point of view, you know. That's going to be such a bamboozle too. The fact that we're not just having Jude's point of view. What a flex!
Yeah, she really did that.
I can't believe that's happening.
I do wonder though about Valerian's curse because I had this thought after reading The Cruel Prince is that like he does it after Prince Dane has given her the gift. So did the curse actually hold? Like,
valid.
Do curses work if she can't be?
Oh, good question.
So
I don't know.
It could be like a, I don't know.
Yeah, like she's setting herself up, being like, "This is what's going to happen." Really, it's not. Valid. I like that.
Because
oh god,
why would curses be the only exemption? But I don't know. Holly Black gets me left and right, so I'm not even going to pretend like I know anything.
Yeah, usually she's really good at doing the fairy part of the fairy stuff. I think like that's something that I pretty much just trust her to handle.
Yeah.
And I'll just go along with whatever she tells me that fairies are doing. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
She's like, sure, fairies do that, and sure, fairies do this.
I could see it maybe being Taryn. Like if a character
me too.
Because then that's like ultimate redemption, right?
Yeah, that's what I said. I said could also be Taryn, but only after Jude realizes that Taryn had her back this whole time.
It would be interesting.
12-year-old blog writer.
I really want to see like what Taryn is gonna do.
I can't wait for her to have to explain to Jude how she went to Cardan pretending to be Jude. Like
the layers,
and they need to have that moment.
Also,
they need to have it.
Yeah, like we have not seen Taryn's perspective where it's like, whoa, he just did it. Like she has to be thinking some things too. Yeah. She's like, I didn't know it was this deep.
That's the underestimated this relationship.
Or even if Cardan said it's Cardan, like I mean I get that these are like YA books, but he's like it's Cardan. He could have said something stank, like thanks for last night, or like something, and then she's like, okay, like you're welcome. Like
or like called her wife or something.
Oh, that's good too.
Oh god.
Like, oh, you think you're powerful now that yeah.
Especially since, like, I mean, especially more when he was poisoned, but even sober, Cardan was getting like increasingly emotionally vulnerable with Jude.
Yeah.
sure when he was messed up on poison,
He was
told Farron
definitely.
some crazy stuff.
Oh my god! Someone give us this deleted scene already.
Oh, for real.
Need
Well,
it.
I think it's good too because like if Taryn is playing this long con with Locke, and then she's like, my sisters might be doing it with Cardan, and then like she sees like, oh my god, he trusted her. Oh my god, he actually loves her. You know, she's gonna be like, oh no, the backpedaling I gotta do, the crawling I have to do.
Oh, that'll be
It's
fun.
wild. It's wild, man.
Oh.
That's so. There's not enough pages. Like seriously.
There's too many.
pages.
There's too many like players in this game now. Like I
Yeah.
don't know how it's all gonna fit together. Like I just want to read it so I can find out, obviously. But like,
This book
Yeah.
is going to be relentless.
Oh yeah.
Every single page is going to be something.
and there's always gonna be too many things you can read into right at the start.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You're just like, nope, that's gonna mean something.
Mhm.
This book is going to be the complete opposite of Queen of Air and Darkness.
Don't say it. I hate it. But it's true.
1,000 pages that you could murder a man with too many plot lines, an extended alternative universe.
I'm not a fan.
It's like 300 pages, one and done. Let's get it.
Yeah. If Holly Black gives us an alternative universe, books getting yeeted. Like the reading vlog's not happening. Like let me
No,
tell you
I'll never see you again. I'm quitting BookTube.
we had a good run.
Oh god,
It-
I can't. No,
Yeah.
no way. Not with this story in particular, too.
I'm
Please
also
don't.
gonna be reading this the same way I read every Sarah J. Maas book, where I'm like spin off. Like no matter what, like what did Cassian say there? Okay, wait, or Cassian say there? You know, like I'm gonna be like that constantly.
Who's going to be the main character of the next series?
Yeah. I'm like, Taryn, you
Balin
gonna learn?
Ravis's goblin baby. Troll baby. I'm sorry, troll baby.
I don't want anything to do with that troll baby, Alexia. You should
No.
take it.
Yeah.
Do you understand like how much like I wanted to say
I know,
something
you
when we finish it? I was just like,
I'd for
someone
months.
read it, please.
For
Someone
months.
read it.
Read the short story.
I can't believe you kept that under. Seriously.
Because
Yeah.
I was like, I really want the full effect of you finding out on your own what the hell is happening. And
It
I'm
was
just like,
wild. Genuinely wild.
What a wild story.
It's like, it's like Ludi Lou. Sorry, Kristen.
No, it's okay.
Was kidnapped by Balkan. And so it's like, okay, this is how it all connects. But then it was like, what was the purpose of this?
there was no purpose except
No
to show us what everyone was doing. It was just very amusing.
Yeah.
I was just highly amused by that.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, it's absolutely wild. The only thing left I have on the list that we really haven't talked about is the cover, and if we think that the undersea is going to get frozen.
The snake is
that's-
the choice.
Let's talk about it. Like, what do we think? Like, we know.
But also, what a choice.
Yeah.
I don't know. Do you think it's just the undersea, or do you think it's the entirety of Fairy?
I'll be honest with you. That's what I'm like, is Fairy going to exist at the end of this book? Is there going to be a throne to sit on at the end of this book? You know?
Oh,
Like, I mean, and then that would be a perfect opportunity if they're all back, you know, wherever Ben and Hazel and them are, because it's like, we don't have a place anymore, you know?
I think it could be interesting. It could be like a way to represent the curse. Like, if the curse is affecting Cardan and is then like Fairy is dying because Cardan is dying or something to that effect.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That
Oh
could be
God,
that's
can
good.
you not?
like if,
I
No.
know.
if the
And the-
curse is like eating away at him,
Yeah,
it's
yeah.
eating away at Fairy, it's getting frozen over. She comes back to a fairy she doesn't recognize, which is what it says in the synopsis, because it could be like, you know, frozen
Yeah.
over or something like that.
And I mean, the crown is broken in
I
this
was just
book.
going to say that. Yeah.
And I'm just like, does this mean the new crown is going to take its place? Does it mean there's no crown? Does it mean like, oh,
Yeah.
And-
No, and that's true. That's
or
true.
does it mean that there's two crowns?
yes? I was
That's
also going
true,
to say,
too.
what if it
That's
means
also
they're
true.
equal rulers now?
Or there's never going to be a crown again because it's gone.
Yeah.
True. Is it berries that are at the bottom of this cover? Is it? Does it look like berries? What is it?
I think so.
Yeah.
No.
It's probably like, I mean, it looks kind of like pomegranate seeds, but I would guess it's like rowan berries or something.
Oh, pomegranate seeds. Oh my god.
They're
Sorry.
pregnant.
Hades and Persephone.
That's why. That's exactly what
Yeah.
I'm
Oh,
thinking.
yeah.
What if that? Oh, what if it turns out like that
And that's great. Oh, yeah. Oh,
with
God,
the whole like
that's so
6 months,
good.
6 months?
Yeah, and I have to bring you back to this place. And it's good too because then like Vivi's like the mom, like I don't want to leave her.
Well,
True.
it looks like actually it almost. Let me try to find a better picture. It kind of looks like it's blood and there are flowers.
Does it? Hold on.
Oh
Oh
yeah.
my god, let me get
Oh
that.
shit.
That brings
I
me back
haven't been in another
Cardan
tab.
was tied to the
Hold
lamp.
on. Oh crap.
I think that's blood and flowers.
I like how we're trying to hurt ourselves more by looking at this cover.
Yeah.
Cardan's dying.
Right? I'm telling you, if I had to have a feeling one way, I'm like, they might both go.
Well, if he dies, Jude better be dying.
No, I refuse to accept this.
I'm not gonna do that. I'm letting you.
But they're not
Cardan
gonna
is
die, honestly.
I regarded.
But
Yeah.
after she
They're not gonna
delivers
die.
the baby, healthy, with a tail.
No.
No more tails.
God.
I think we're good on tails. We only need one of them.
But the snake, see, and like obviously, like this is like me just taking this at face value. But like the snake makes you think Locke or Terran, like that's what I'm
Mhm.
saying.
Nonsense,
Yeah,
This makes
exactly.
me think more of Terran because Locke I just associate with foxes.
Same, because he
Oh,
seems
that-
more like
yeah.
a trickster than a schemer. Whereas
True.
Taryn seems more like a schemer.
Mhm.
Like,
The TXT fandom and
Yeah.
Fox annoying. But I agree. I don't know why I'm so like gung ho on like Locke being the big bad, but like I just want that so bad. Or like again, like what was I saying? I was like, they give him like the biggest lines, and he's like, I just want to see this story unfold and like unfold. It's coming, Okay,
what is it? Jane's face.
Yeah, Jane, what happened?
What if Oak is not the first kid Locke's mom had with Eldred?
Do
What if-
not.
No.
Whoa.
No.
Whoa.
Just drop that mic and walk away.
No,
What?
for real.
Also, like this live stream will be saved, by the way. So if we all come back on Wednesday and I'm right, it's here, evidence.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I get a crumb of it because I'm like, he's gonna be the big bad, and that's the way for him to do it.
that
Doesn't
would
that
make a
Locke
lot of sense.
Be aware? Who knows?
Yeah.
It
Oh
would
my
make
God.
more sense. It
And
would
then-
give him.
Cardan in a way that no one else seems willing to do.
What does Oak look like? Does he have like reddish hair or anything like that? What does Oak look
Did
like?
they even describe?
I don't know.
I have to look that up.
Yeah,
It-
not-
it's just like
definitely-
that would be extra points. Like I don't care if they're like, no, he looks just like Cardan. Like I would still be like, there's still a chance, But I'm just
Yeah.
like, if they say that he's like a ginger, I'm like, okay, this is set in
Throws
stone.
everything.
Yeah.
Just like, nope, goodbye.
Yeah.
Let's look for a.
And I mean, obviously, like, he's a child and he doesn't know any better. Like, there's such an emphasis with you too. Like the scene where like he was using his like the magic on her and like making her slap herself and stuff. So it kind of shows a side of him where it's like, why would he do that? Like that's very Locke-esque too.
Yeah.
that's
Mm.
true. Interesting. And then that.
Wow, I'm gonna like lose my shit.
Oh my god, I'm gonna add to it. Are you ready for this? The acorns, only one acorn was found. There's 3. She sent 3.
Oh, yeah.
You're fucking kidding me. Sorry.
Did we just ruin Queen of Nothing for ourselves? Oh my god, did we just do this?
If I read it, I'll just literally be like, well, they've got it. Everybody got it.
I'm telling you, there's no way Locke's not the big bad. Like, he just, I don't know.
We'll find out.
Even
And
if that is the case, there are so many other things that
Yeah.
are still going to be like components of the story.
Oh, yeah.
So-
without question.
This book isn't long enough.
I'm so stressed out. I'm just like,
Oh, my word. That's wild, though. Oh.
someone
Oh.
needs to find a description of Oak.
And you have to, oh my god. Also, like, you have to think of it, too. Like, it would be, like, Oak could also crown him. You know what I'm saying? Like, he's
Oh.
his brother. And, I mean, in turn, Cardan could, too,
Mhm.
But Oak's like his full sibling. It's great too because like I know Locke is like the worst, but like he's such a good villain to love, and it's just like that he knew this the whole time, and he's like, I'm just watching it play out. Like I stole your girl, I'm gonna steal your crown, Like, oh.
Oh God. Oh Lord. I'm so stressed out now.
Apparently,
Oh,
Oak has brown hair and brown eyes.
Right? That's neutral. We'll take it.
That's neutral enough, actually.
Yeah.
More generic description. So
That's true. We never really. Oh my God. My brain.
Yikes.
Yeah, my
Cassie
brain
would
just
be
read.
a damsel.
What was it? There was a book that I read recently where it was like, it would be like a book I read recently, like The Darkest Part of the Forest, where Jack is actually Severus.
Oh.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No thanks, I'm good. Let's pretend that's not happening. And Locke's like, how can I fuck this up as much as possible?
Yeah.
That would make him definitely
Wow.
more villainous.
Wow.
It's just, he's just too much of like a thorn in her side, you know. He's got to be more than that.
Well, he's so like, I get that it's his personality to be very like
Trickster.
or whatever, but he goes after Cardan very specifically.
Yeah.
Where it's like there are other targets, and
Yeah.
he really like goes for Cardan.
That's
like,
true. Everything he does is engineered
Yeah.
to
Even
get under Cardan's skin.
stealing the girlfriend just to go for Karen. Like even that before we even have page time with him, you know?
and making Cardan think that he was going after Jude.
Oh
Yeah.
Ugh.
Because Cardan doesn't
sad.
care about Karen, but he would very much care.
And maybe Taryn, that's how she's gonna crawl. She knew the whole time. She had an acorn. What if?
Ooh,
Oh
You
god.
know?
Oh, here we go with it. Oh my god. I can't.
That baby's gonna hit different too. If he's brothers with Oak, that baby's gonna hit different.
Oh my god, my brain.
Yeah.
And that's why she
Wow.
had to be with him, because she was like, I know this shit's gonna go down. And also, like, these two, like, this, like, obviously, like, one of the, I mean, besides, like, you know, like, the red wedding at the end of The Cruel Prince, like, the main thing is Locke bamboozling these sisters. And then, like, again, like, what did I say? I was like, the Wicked King, that hunt scene is so out of place. Like, it just feels, you know, and it's so high stakes, and then it's just, like, nothing from it, because she doesn't want to tell. And, like, I don't know, like, oh, my word. This is happening.
It feels like too important of a scene to be treated so unimportant.
Yeah.
You're like,
I feel like why would give me so much to think about?
I know. I'm literally just like, I can't even comprehend this.
Yeah, no, we're changing the blog post twice. No, just kidding. But it's just wild. And also he could have done that on his own. He could have obviously like to send this like group to get her and stuff. Like, I don't know. Locke probably knows, like, she's getting too powerful with Cardan, you know, or he knew that she had the power to, you know, make him do stuff. Yeah.
Or
because Locke is smart
and he's annoy the shit out of Cardan because you know, he knows that I would get under Cardan's skin.
Yeah, and on the eve of his wedding, you know, he's making this choice.
Yeah.
And there's obviously a reason he's marrying Taryn too. It's not just like, I love her, love me a human girl. Like, there's something with that too.
Oh hell no, it's not because he loves her.
And it might be because of Maddox, you know.
Get that army on his side to challenge the throne.
Yeah.
Oh my god, now I'm really stressing over this.
Yeah.
And I don't
believe it.
I don't want to say it too, but especially if Oak does die. Because what does Maddox have then? That's what he has.
Oh,
because he was there to challenge for the throne.
Yep.
Oh god.
Wow.
And then Cardan would be the only one to do it too, to crown him.
And Cardan would never let Locke have the throne, and neither would Jude, so they stay really good.
Love us a power couple.
I like this.
Always.
Woo. Well, we just the whole book, so that was fun.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Y'all
That's
enjoyed
it.
that.
That's it.
We
If
gave
you
it
wanted
to you
know
a
what
week
happens.
early.
You're welcome, everyone in the comments. Hope you enjoy.
Oh, that is wild. Okay. Nothing else on that sheet is going to be good. Anything else?
I'm like, I'm so glad you ended with that.
Yeah.
That's it.
Wow.
And it was so just like, I was like, he's going to be a big, that's literally what my thing said. It says, Locke is going to be the big bad. That's all it says. Little did I know.
My brain's just like still trying to comprehend all of this and like put everything together. And I
When it comes to Holly Black, you have to think like the most plausibly wild thing that could happen.
Yeah.
That's a good way of putting it, actually.
And the main thing of this whole entire series is who is going to take this throne, you know?
Yeah.
I think it'll be very interesting, especially since The Cruel Prince ends with Cardan stepping aside and being like, here, this is what you wanted, isn't it? Like, what if we get a mirror of that in the movie?
Oh, God.
I'll scream.
Just saying.
Do any of you guys have any last minute thoughts that you want to say for anything?
Oh yeah, well, we have been
I feel
going.
like we should wrap up because it's been almost 2 hours.
Yikes.
Feels like it's been 20 minutes.
I know.
I guess my last thoughts are that I'm scared and excited, and it's I don't even know. I don't know. I won't be surprised, and I will be extremely shocked at the same time by everything that happens.
Same.
And all that matters to me is that Jude and Cardan are together at the end of it.
That
Yeah.
is fair. I think I pretty much feel the same way. I just at this point I'm just like Holly Black knows what she's doing, and I trust it. I don't have to like it, but I trust it. And I feel like even though it's only going to be like 300 plus pages long, it's still going to give us enough to be like screaming to the high heavens about for like ever, basically. That's it. That's all I got.
And I think that Holly Black always does give like a concrete conclusion. So I think that like we will be satisfied, even if we're heartbroken. I still think we'll be satisfied. And like I shouldn't even put this out into the world, but I'm like, it's gonna be my favorite book of the year, right? Like there's no way it can't be, right? Like all of us, like on like our end of the year list, like it has to be. Like The Wicked King held up. This conclusion is going to hold up, regardless if anything we said tonight is true or not.
Yeah. If it is, though.
You heard it here first.
I also feel the same as you guys. I'm so excited. And obviously we are not going to have a breakdown for it because we don't know how to do that in advance, but we are going to be having the live show for Queen of Nothing on Mel's channel. And we're going to be having it the Sunday after Queen of Nothing comes out. So you have from Tuesday to Saturday to read the book, although I'm sure that all of us will not need that much time.
Oh, no, never.
We napping on Monday.
Yeah.
No sleeping on Tuesday because we're a little busy.
Yeah. So, yeah. Thank you guys for joining us. This has been a really fun like progression of months leading up to the most anticipated release like of our lives, pretty much. And
our lives.
Yeah. We'll see you guys
next
on Mel's channel.
Oh, 2 Sundays from now, right?
Yeah. All right.
Let's hope we all survive.
Yeah.
Bye.